Better.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh. Hello, Julian. We're connecting. So I asked on some group to ask whether people have experience in managing a lot of properties, just like Nick and Son here. So and a lot of people respond. So that's why I invite some of them and some join to learn more, because May says she has some rentals in
You still in the okay.
in Oklahoma City as well. And of course, Tan is managing Airbnb as well in Dallas. And there's a lot of people who want to learn how Son and Nick build a system to manage all their properties in Oklahoma City, which is incredible. So this is also a virtual meetup of cash flow hackers meetup, and we do this every week at 11 a.m. Central Texas time and 12 p.m. Of Eastern time. And we do this every week for everyone to get to know everyone. And sometimes I bring surprise guests like this. Just in Son and Nick just visiting me from Oklahoma City, so might as well sharing their experience being managing their old properties, which is like I think more than 110 units that have long-term tenants in there, and 20 plus Airbnb having short-term tenants in there, and how much how many units you guys have totally, Nick?
Too many. We're trying to downsize.
Yeah. So like, be careful what you wish for, right? So maybe 6 years ago, me and Son, we wish to have a lot of rentals. We wish to have the lifestyle like we have right now, and it came true. But it's also come with like a lot of optimizing how to make everything working well seamlessly. And I think Son and Nick, they got it down to very details on how they managing their properties in the most efficient way. So hi Talana, hi Julian. So topic today is about property management, guys. And we can learn from these guys who managing more than 130 units in their own portfolio. And if you have any question,
What area does he practice in?
which area? Son and Nick, they are in Oklahoma City.
Oh.
Yeah. And then managing short-term rentals as well. So they have more than 20 short-term rentals and around like 50 buildings, which is one of that is like a 14 plex. So Mitchell is here, Sujin is here. You see, you guys want to say hi? And I would appreciate it
Hello,
if you turn on your camera like this. Thank you, Sujin.
I'll go first. So I live in Atlanta. I heard about you, Sophie, from In Hong. I hear that you guys were friends in graduate school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So In Hong and I bought a few single family homes in Atlanta. That's where, that's the majority of my rental business. In Metro Atlanta area, I have single family homes to rent out. And also we're doing some short-term rental as well. But we have a few businesses, but short-term rental, unfortunately, is the lowest. It gives us the lowest return. So we're trying to fold it this year one by one. But yeah, long-term rental is still very strong in Atlanta market, and that's where I am.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. So, thank you for joining, Suchin. Maybe you can ask Sun and Nick too. They have Airbnb in Oklahoma City and they expanding it. I think they found their niche for it. So who's next? Introduce themselves, please. Mitchell? Okay. So Maya, are you here? Would you like to introduce yourself, Maya?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Maya, and I'm in San Diego, and I am a business owner, but I'm interested in more of commercial office spaces. I do have a rental. I had some private homes for rent, and I didn't really like that. I just don't like it. It's too much. It's the bottom line. I want to deviate from residential and move to commercial. And I was trying to come on here and see what the future looks like of commercial real estate. And I don't know if you guys are going to talk about that, but I am currently leasing my office, but I'm debating either to buy my own, like being a owner occupied office like spaces, or just continue renting. So I'm in a kind of deciding which way to go. Because when you rent, you just pay money to somebody, and I know what
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
so I office
I'm with you on the
buildings,
commercial
like
thing.
offices. Commercial, yes, commercial.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
not the resident.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone here, Maya, okay? I think I lost you for a little bit.
Oh, did you? How about now? Can you hear me?
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can hear you now. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Awesome,
I'm
Maya.
driving. I'm
Oh, you're
driving.
driving. Yeah.
I
Cool. So
apologize.
you in San Diego and you into office, you want to get your own office for your business. Got it. Awesome.
My own office, but also be an owner occupied, but not just my office. I want to have a office spaces to rent to other people. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's the proper term for that.
Yeah.
Office buildings,
Office building is your thing.
commercial.
Cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So we can talk about that too. And I remember Son and Nick, you guys also buy office building. At one point, you want to put your property management company in one of the office in Oklahoma City too, right? So is the path. And did you buy those or you didn't?
Who are you asking?
Yeah. I say that my friends Son and Nick, they also wanted to buy their own office at one point. Yeah.
Yes. And did they do it?
No, we didn't.
I'll ask them.
we-
He didn't. Oh, I cannot hear you. Technical issue.
No, we didn't end up buying it. We wanted to, but now we use one of our own rentals as an office space, and then we also use coffee shops because we don't have to be restricted to a particular office. So we now we just go to coffee shops and hold all of our meetings there.
I guess it's
Can you elaborate that? You just use coffee shops to hold your meetings? Is that what you said?
yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I guess we don't have a lot of time for each person, but next person is David. Are you here, David? Can you introduce yourself? Or he's at work. Okay. Phil.
Did you ask me?
Oh yeah, David is here.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I forgive me. Yeah, I'm David. I'm from Georgia. I was living on
Atlanta,
Facebook. Yeah, and I'm oop, sorry. Yes. Yeah, this is my son, Donovan.
Hi, little one. So
Yeah.
Sujin is also in Atlanta. David, you can connect with Sujin because she also in Atlanta and have rental and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I did have one question because you guys were talking about rental. Sorry. Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding a tenant right now, and I don't know what's y'all's process, whether Nick or Sujin or somebody, how you find y'all's a good quality tenant for a long-term rental. Yeah, just wondering about that. Nice to meet everyone.
I actually have a pretty good idea. I only attack like the zip codes 30340, 30341. I'm sorry, is this too region specific?
yeah,
Oh.
Sujin and David, maybe you guys can talk because Sujin said that like long-term rental is good for her, and David is like hard to find a tenant.
Yeah, so do you want
I
me
think
to
I cannot talk.
do you want me to comment on it, or do you want me to connect with him offline?
Yeah, you guys can message each other
Okay,
so
sounds
we
good.
can move on to introduce other people.
Yeah,
Julian. Julian, are you here? Would you like to introduce yourself? Okay, I move on. Okay, Steve. Steve, you should join. Okay. May. Oh, okay. Phil is here. Phil, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, sorry, not sure if I'm feeding, but hi, I'm Phil, from San Diego, California. Currently have 3 properties here in San Diego. I have a 4-plex and 2 single-family houses. So I kind of manage and landlord my own properties for now. Luckily, all my properties are I would say within 5 miles of each other. So that's why I kind of tend to lean towards self-management. In fact, I'm in one of my rentals right now. Just a tenant kind of requested if I could stop by and take a look at their water heater, which is no big deal. I literally live like a mile away. But other than single family residents, definitely a bulk of really great monthly income, cash flow wonderfully, especially here in San Diego. So because of the single family space, I always now tend to want to try something different, something more. So always looking into researching and networking in the commercial real estate space.
Yeah, that's awesome, Phil. Yeah, nice to meet you. And Maya and Phil, you both in San Diego, so you guys can connect that. Thank you for introducing yourself. Phil. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah. And are you having a full-time job though, or are you managing your properties only?
Yes, yes. So I do have a full-time job. Um, I'm actually in the Navy. That's kind of why I migrated here to San Diego, originally from Honolulu, Hawaii. Um, but yeah, loved it here in San Diego. I moved. I originally had a house in Hawaii, but I sold that and moved here to San Diego because I knew about the cash flow and the upward potential. I sold a single family house. That single family house in Hawaii equated to a fourplex here in San Diego. I went from negative $200 a month cash flow to now positive 3,000. So just to give that perspective on how different it is to go from single family house to multifamily. So
Awesome.
because of that, love multifamily. I want to try to see if I can get something bigger like commercial and see how that space turns out.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We talk more
Thank you.
about that later.
Yeah,
May, would you
absolutely.
like to introduce yourself, May?
Yes, hi everyone. So I'm Ray. I have a full-time job as a software engineer, but I have a side job like manage multiple property. I have multiple property, single home, duplex, quadplex in Oklahoma City metro area. So now I learned that Nick and Son is also from that area. So I'm very glad to join this meeting to learn and network with everyone.
Awesome. You in Oklahoma City right now?
I'm not in Oklahoma City, but I have a property in different state, including Oklahoma, yeah, and
You
Oklahoma.
buy out of state.
Yep.
Where are you located?
I'm in California. It's too expensive here, so
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
thank you.
So thank you for introducing yourself. So Steve couldn't figure out the audio. I asked him to lock in, lock out, and Talena already here. Julian is Alex. Alex, can you introduce yourself, Alex?
Yes. So I'm outside right now, so I can't really show my camera. But my name is Alex. I'm from Atlanta, but I invest in Atlanta and also out of state. My market right now is Atlanta and Cleveland. I own a single family, and so I joined with my other two partners to purchase 18 units in Cleveland as well. So yeah,
80 units in
I'm
Cleveland.
yeah, 18, 18, yes, in Cleveland.
18. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
breaking
18,
up.
yes.
So Alex say that he's managing like 200 units and enjoy doing that. So he's the perfect one to join this meeting. So Nick and Son, back to you guys. So how did you start to acquire these, and did you meet any challenge in managing them uh, at the, like I remember you acquiring the 14 unit, right? Like last year?
Yeah. It was 3 years ago. I think same with May. We started like out of state. I used to live in New York, and we bought houses in Oklahoma City, and I used to fly back and forth between two cities, Oklahoma City and New York City, every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks in Oklahoma City, 2 weeks in New York City. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the period of the first 1 year, and then we keep accumulating until we have enough, and
finally I have to move to Oklahoma City to manage the portfolio that we built. So the 14 unit we bought in 2021, July 2021, and bought at a cap rate of 7.5. The total rent was around $8,700. And after we bought, we renovated and we fixed it up and we increased the cap rate. The total rent roll to about 12,000 now. And this property is now worth 1.2 million compared to the purchase price of 625,000 that we bought.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of commercial and multi-family because now you have more cash flow, but also the property appreciates so much.
Yeah, the appreciation within the past 3 years is like double. And our cash flow increased from the time we bought like $200 cash flow. Now it's a $4,000 cash flow per month.
Awesome. So for managing these things, you guys full-time into this, right? Both of you.
Yeah, we that is our life, our work and our life too. Nick graduated from astronomy and now he joined me as a full-time. So we both have skin in the game here.
So and on top of this 14 units, you have other like duplex, 4plex, 6plex, a bunch of small multifamily, right?
Yeah, we focus on small multifamilies from duplexes to quadplexes, because we found out that it's more cash flow compared to the single homes. And Oklahoma City, you can get more cash flow out of it. You can get 1% rule and increase the rent roll and all that. So you can get better than a single home. A single home for us, we feel like you don't get much of it, like maybe $50 cash flow per house. And every time we have a maintenance call or a major issue with the house, then all the cash flow is gone.
Yeah, I experienced the same in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
So for our duplex or quadplex, I get more cash flow than the single family home. And for example, like for quadplex, I have some quadplex that have like 2 bed, 2 bath. And it is like easier to find tenant, and tenant is like good quality tenant than 4 bed, 2 bath single family home. So single family home, they often have more pet or like many people and yeah, it's but like for example, like in my experience, like 2 bed, 2 bath is like professional, young professional. So they are like good tenant, good easier to deal with. When did you start buying your first home?
September 2019. So that was the beginning of the trend when Oklahoma started to pick up. I think we were lucky to buy it in that time because the past 10 years before that, every year just appreciating and growing like 3%, 5% a year. And since 2019, it's just like double like every year.
So you started buying like single family home first, right?
Yeah, single, double.
Started your first with a fourplex.
Fourplex, yeah, fourplex and single. So at the time of the same time.
And now, like how many? If it's
so we bought and trade up, and we left about over 150, about $150 now.
$150
doors.
Wow.
Units.
Okay. Just
units.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. $150. Okay, in just a few years. That's amazing.
Yeah, from 2019 to 2024, so 5 years.
Okay. So you manage all your property by yourself, or you use your a property manager company? I believe that you have your
just two
own.
of us. Yeah, just two of us. So we build a system in a way that we can still travel and we still can be contacted, but like you have to use Google Voice and you can only work during certain period of time, like only answer tenants from 10 to 6 p.m. And then weekend you just turn up notification and make their expectation be aware that we only work from Monday to Friday, and then any maintenance call, anything happen to the house during the weekend, we answer on Monday.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, 150 would be a lot of maintenance, I believe. Yeah. And
It's not
how
a
about
lot it's not that terrible like we would imagine, but I think we get only like 1 or 2 a week.
so you manage all of your property by yourself, so you not hire someone else to manage for you, just do it yourself, and you have your maintenance teams to have. But
Yeah.
like you are basically like the property manager for all of your property, right?
Correct.
Okay, so how about advertisings and like listing the property and then helping the tenant to tour your property? So like
Yeah, so we listed on Zillow and Facebook. So all listings are done by ourselves. Nick is a realtor too, so he can list for sale, but we didn't list for rent. So for rent, you can list on Zillow and Facebook. And for showing, we do all our rental. We just realized that it's just so much hassle to go there and show the house to them, and then it takes a lot of our time. So we turn all the door into digital lock, and then we give them digital access to the house. So before that, we have to ask them for the ID, and we can give them the access anytime.
So digital door being that you can change the code after the tenant visits the property, you change the code, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to know, how did you scale to get one property and then the next and then the next?
So we use the BRRRR methods that everyone use. So it's the same thing. You buy and then you refinance, you renovate it, you refinance, and then you keep burning it.
So you don't do turnkey property?
No, they
We
buy
don't
it
buy turnkey.
and yeah, they buy it and then they rehab it, and then they put a renter in there and they refinance. So their money not stuck there, so they go on to buy other properties.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the BRRRR method: buy, rehab,
Right.
rent, refinance, and repeat.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna scale to get my next property. But I am renovating my first floor. So
yeah, so with this BRRRR methods, you need to have a full team around you, the lender, the contractor, and the property manager to help you with the 3-4 key parts of renting and renovating the house.
And I know that you guys do Airbnb as well, right, Son and Nick? And you guys still have a few property that's gonna come online soon. But just like Sujin said that Airbnb is not doing really well in Atlanta right now. According to her, like from my experience with Austin, it's the same thing. But what do you learn? What do you learn about your market, Oklahoma City? Because when everyone say Airbnb, then everyone start to do Airbnb, and that's competing and make the price going down. How did you guys navigate it?
So I think the first thing is, like in the big cities, Austin, Dallas, Atlanta, those are the primary markets. So you're going to see growth of rentals just increase. Like you said, we were talking earlier, in the Austin area, you went from 10,000 Airbnbs to 30,000 Airbnbs within a year. And I assume similar things are happening in other major cities like Atlanta, but Oklahoma is a secondary market. So while we saw an increase of Airbnbs, there's still more travelers than there are listings. So we're able to, it has slowed down a little bit, but we're still able to get almost fully booked in our listings. Part of that one is because there's still more travelers than there are, listings, but also you have to set yourself apart from other people. Because if you go into a price war, if you don't have anything that sets your Airbnb apart, or not just Airbnb, but your short-term rental apart, you're going to go into a price war with the hotel or the other listings. And so you're just going to keep dropping price. they drop price, you drop price, and you're just going to keep going down, and then everyone loses. What we prefer to do is rather stand out. So we put the extra love, the extra amenities, the extra use into the space, and we maximize the use of the property. And then through that, we can generate more revenue on our side and stay fully booked.
That's awesome. So you guys, I know that you guys like even put like a pool in your property to you know, or you put more like hot tub and amenities, like
Yeah.
fun thing to do, have private chef and really hospitality, right?
Yeah, we like that because it's also kind of a pride that, you know, as Mei was saying earlier, when you get a long-term renter and then, you know, you give them the whole house and then you take it back in maybe a year, you come back to hopefully something that only needs like $1,000 or a couple thousand renovations, but normally it gets back trash and you have to renovate and it's all that aggravation. But with the short-term rental, you're in the house, you know, multiple times a week. It's being professionally cleaned. You put really high quality materials in there, and when you walk in, you always feel good that like this is my house, and you know I do, you know, put this nice material in here. It's well kept. It's making money. You know, it just feels good each time you walk into the place, and we like that more positive aspect rather than you walk into like a rental and it's like, holy cow, they punched holes in all the walls again. You know, the floors are destroyed, those kind of things. But yeah, we like to theme, as you said, we like to put extra amenities, you know, arcade games, full theaters, surround sound, hot tubs, pools, like make the outside space really inviting and like focus on key areas of the home where the whole family is going to come and visit. That's what we like.
That's awesome. Like you guys kind of like do everything, like full range from single family to small multi, and then extending to hospitality. So, like, what kind of tenants are the hardest to deal with? Like I heard that like Section 8 tenants are difficult, or I don't know, like certain areas like don't touch it. So, what is your opinion?
I think across all spectrum, like entitled is the hardest to deal with. And like we've had Section 8 tenants that are okay, we've had regular tenants that are okay, and we've had Airbnbs that are okay, but we've also had the flip of all of those where we've had horrible experiences in each one of those categories. And I think the kind of common denominator across all of the bad cases is usually it's just someone that's entitled. So they're trying to book somewhere very cheap and get it even cheaper and trying to like price gouge us as hosts, or they live somewhere for free if they're Section 8 or on one of those other kind of programs, and then they don't respect the space. So I think it's just kind of an entitled tenant, but that's hard to find out when you're going through the application process. So yeah.
So it's like people with like a different attitude, right? Like entitled attitude. So
yeah,
they could be like Section 8 tenant, they could be Airbnb guests, they could be everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more the attitude of like, I deserve this rather than I work hard for this kind of attitude. Like this is, I don't know. It's just entitled is the only way I can describe it.
I don't know. Like what is it in Vietnamese that entitled means? I can't, I don't have a word for that. I guess in my Vietnamese language. Yeah, I think it's just like English. Yeah, maybe I find out later. So, guys, any question for Sun and Nick?
Yes, I have a lot of questions. So regarding the door setup, so you said that you have a smart lock. It means that you have to have internet for that house, right? To set up the smart lock, a smart lock that you can change the code on your phone or whatever.
So are you talking about a long-term or the short-term rentals?
Yeah, I mean both. Yeah, I would love to hear.
Yes.
More.
So we used to set up the smart lock that has the Wi-Fi setup, but we realized that the smart lock that use Wi-Fi drain out the battery really fast and it dies really within 3 to 6 months. So we use a digital lock that doesn't need to connect to Wi-Fi, and you have the chance to change it, but only when you're there. The digital lock provide the convenience of just the code. You don't need to get the key, and the key won't be lost during the time that's showing between the tenants or showing to the guests. So we add the feature like you ask the long-term tenant if you want to see the house, then send me the ID before you go and before I send you the code. It doesn't prevent them from doing anything bad to your house, but it's an alert to them that I have your ID, and in case of anything happen to my house, I can trace you back.
Yeah.
So that is one
it's
tip
just
to
like
get to save your time. Yeah.
But yeah, because I feel like it's very difficult to have the Wi-Fi in every single home, right? It's a long-term rental. So if you have to spend the money to set up internet and that, because the time that you have the house listed for rent is possibly just a month or so, right? And if you have to set up everything for just a month, it will be at an additional to your cost to you, and so you just use a regular like digital lock that you can you change the code.
Yeah, so
normally
we just
like sometimes you change.
Yeah, when the previous tenant moves out, normally we'll come in sometime, within the next week or so to come inspect the house. And during that time, I can just quickly change the lock. It takes maybe 10 minutes or so, to remove the old lock and install the new one. And then I just set up a code on there. And then throughout we list the property, and then we give the code, and then maybe we pass by once a week or so, and then we just rechange the code and make sure no one's living in there. But we haven't had an issue because, like I said, or like Sun said, we require the ID, and that kind of scares them.
Yeah, and especially you live nearby, so you can come by anytime to check if anything superiors or something happened, right? I'm also thinking of that. So I use multiple management company, from the very big corporation to the smaller individual people to have me manage our property, but it didn't work very well actually. So I have experienced like terrible, horrible like property management company that like have tenant, they lie to me, have tenant destroy our properties, many, and then mark up the maintenance, the repair, and then many. I have a lot of like terrible story with the management team myself. So yeah, I don't have.
That's why we manage.
I think
so. There's kind of two sides. There's you either, in my opinion, it's either you want the control, so then you manage yourself, or if you want to take yourself out and you don't want to manage, then you go to something like what Me does. You do the kind of syndication route where you verify a good operator, so you vet the operator, and then you can invest with that operator. But if you want the control, I don't think there's a middle ground. You can't, because no property manager is going to care for your property like you do.
Yes,
so I think you have to go one or the other.
Exactly.
So May, I used to have for me, I used to have Six Flags in Oklahoma City as well. So I also started out together with Sun. Sun grew so big in Oklahoma City, and for me, I had a Six Flags there. I had a property management company, and they did such a bad job. So I was sitting in New York City managing my Six Flags, and it's better than them managing it. Because they don't care, especially in a low rent market like Oklahoma City. They don't get much out of it. They don't get paid a lot, so they don't treat it as their main thing. So for me, I was self-managed, but it was doing really well. So I was like, I sold that after 18 months. I think I bought for $30K per unit, sold it for $45 per unit, And then I was like, can I do this with 600 or 6,000 units?
Yeah.
That would be awesome, right? That's why it led me to multifamily and commercial. And it's even more awesome that there's somebody that professionally just sit there and managing your property. So in a scale of 200 or 150 units, that's the scale that you would expect that two people just sit there on the property managing them.
I think one of the problem with the property management company or like individual who manage our property for us is the conflict of interest. They, you know, like they get the tenant in and they get the money. They don't really care like uh, the tenant is good or bad, right? And also for maintenance job, the more maintenance job they get, they may have like more commission or whatever. So it's a conflict of interest. So they're not with us, the owner. So I mean, because the more repair or the more maintenance job they get, the more money they have. So and also the faster they get the tenant in, the less job for them to do. So they actually, that conflict of interest make them. I have tried multiple companies from the big one like Home River Group to the smaller one, and I have tried many, but no one that make me happy with.
What do you use right now? Is it you managing it?
Yeah, I manage my property now, even like it's remote, but it's a lot of work. That's why I feel because I'm also remote, and I do not have a great maintenance team yet. So I just get all our property back because I have so many terrible experience with like I try many for years, try multiple management company for years, and they are, I have to say, they are worse or worse or like it's very bad experience with many. So all of our property, most of our property I bought is brand new home, and then the tenant who live in the property for just a year or 2 years and can destroy everything and trust our property a lot. So after a few years now, I take back our property to manage by myself, but manage them remotely is very challenging and cost a lot of time and effort.
Right.
So I'm
Especially
trying
when
to
you have a
see.
full-time job.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I can improve this process so that I can have more property or because right now it's a lot of job, especially when the tenant move out and I'm not
Yeah.
there. I have to hire someone to do everything.
Yeah. I got it. That's why like I didn't live in Oklahoma City, so I decided to sell and then just move everything to Austin. And now I moved to Dallas, so everything in Austin now, kind of like 3 hours away, but still I'm trying to consolidate that as well. And the goal is just to sell them slowly and roll this equity that I have into multifamily syndication, where I can leverage other people to manage the property because I think that's the way that fit my lifestyle. Yeah.
So
I have, go ahead.
So another question for Sun and Nick. Do you hire a maintenance teams or maintenance guys, like you have in-home maintenance guys, or how do you manage maintenance job?
Yeah, so we still acquire properties and stuff. So we actually have a full rehab team that's kind of stays in-house. So we have, the whole team, plumber, electrician, everything we keep in-house. And whenever maintenance comes up for the rentals, we just transition them, temporarily
So
off
like
of
you
the
pay them per
per job.
project or per project
Yeah, per
or
project.
like full-time job? No, not full-time jobs for.
No, we
Yeah,
don't pay
not
for
full-time
that.
job per project.
Oh, per project. Okay. So, okay, I see. Yeah. So
Yeah.
do they, for example, like if you have something at your like just smaller job, like for example, replacing the faucet, something like that, then you pay the trip charge, or like how do you pay them?
So it kind of depends on exactly what. So if it's just a sink faucet, that might be $25 charge, and then we buy the material. So because the trip to go there, replace the faucet, and done, and that's it. But if it's
So $25 labor for that person to do the job.
yeah, to go pick up the material, they purchase on our account, so we pay for the material. You know, they
And
go
they
pick
come
up
to the store and pick up, and then
they go to
install
the
at
store, they
house.
pick up, they install, and then they clean up and all of that. That, you know, maybe that's a 2-hour job or so, 1 to 2 hour job for them.
That is pretty good. I mean, yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They
that's
have
because
good
we have
people in place.
yeah, we have good people. We
And you
vet
have a
them
lot of job. That's why
Yeah, we have a
you
lot
can
of
get
job.
that. I see. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so to add on that, like we pay them well on the rehab job. So this kind of small maintenance repair job is just something that they do when they're just taking a break. It's not
Yeah.
the full-time
I
job they do
understand.
for
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I think the main go ahead.
Yeah, like they have just a few main people, right, son? But they are like really well compensated.
Yeah, we have about 4 teams working with us, like including the cleaning team for Airbnb, and then the rehab team, and then the renovation is a high skill team, and then the rental quality team. So overall, in the last year, we paid really well for them, like over 300,000 for the full teams.
So when a tenant move out, then who will be the one who come and inspect the property? You yourself, or you hire someone else?
It will be us if we have time, but if we don't have time, when we travel somewhere, then we can send our rental team to come and inspect and take pictures and send to us, and then they know what kind of quality, what kind of work needed to make it rent ready again. So it's just automatic for them.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody on the Facebook live asked, what kind of lock do you use? Can you recommend any lock?
Yeah, so we use the Slage keypad lock. It's deadbolt on Home Depot. It's about 100. I think the price now is like 140. It used to be cheaper. But we like that lock because it doesn't require you know, when you type in a keypad lock, a digital keypad lock, some locks, when you type in the code, the lock will turn. And then we found that uses more battery, but with this one, you type in the code and then you turn the lock, you turn the deadbolt. So it uses less battery. So that requires less maintenance for us.
Yeah. So so that's the question. All right. So any other question, guys? You can type if you cannot say anything, and you can type like Tan, you can type a question in the chat if you need to. Mario, you just join. We talk about property management. Do you have any question here? Steve, can you hear us? Julian.
Yes, hello. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thanks. Thank you so much for sharing all this experience you have in this industry. It sounds very interesting to to know the way the good practices you have doing this kind of job in order to have more idea about what is a good way to properly run this kind of business. And yeah, it's good to be learning from you. I will be willing also to share with you also maybe in upcoming events more about what I do with my team. We are more focused on building new family houses. We are right now focused on one specific market, which is in Missouri, the city of Branson, which is a well-known city for being the entertainment city. 14 million people come every year to Branson just to have fun. And we have a very good market opportunity over there. We have a team with a lot of knowledge and experience working over there, getting the most of the gap between the market value and the cost of construction. And we're trying to show this to our customers, the opportunity of having a risk gap between the market value, because we all know that markets are volatile, and having this gap give the investor kind of risk safety in terms of it works like a gap that you have against the prices of the market, because if you follow the prices in different cities, even primary cities,
You in a
some
secondary
areas,
market?
primary markets,
Sure.
even in primary markets, you can see some areas where the prices are going down. So in terms of microeconomics, you see this kind of behavior in the market, but that's why having this gap is the value we are trying to show to our customers and try to make the most of it.
So
Because in case,
Julian, you have a construction company doing new construction. Is that what you say?
we have a team of different partners. One of the companies who are partners is a construction company, actually, yes. And we are
Okay.
the structuring
And
project
what market?
company.
What market you in?
Branson, Missouri. Branson, Missouri.
Oh, Branson, Missouri. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
It's right north to Texas.
Yeah, Branson's
Ah.
it's cool. It's a good destination place, especially for short-term rentals. It's exploding over there, we saw.
That's true. Look, it's a 20,000 local population, but 14 million people come every year to Branson.
like near the
That's
Ozark, is it what it is?
outstanding.
Yeah, it's north
Excuse
of the
me?
Ozarks.
Yes.
North of the
It's
Ozark.
it's
Yeah.
like right in the middle of US.
Yeah.
All people from US come to Branson
Mm.
every year.
I see. Yeah. I think Nick and Son, you guys just went to the Ozark recently, right?
Yeah. And then we've been to Branson too, and when was 2022? We went to Branson. I mean, there was like whole entire subdivisions being built just for short-term rentals.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's a
So
very
that's
interesting market.
that's cool. But where are you based at, Julian?
Right now I'm in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, and
Okay.
yeah, trying to make the most of these kind of opportunities, learning also from the experiences you have. Also, it's good to spread the network. So thank you so much for having me here. And
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
I'll be pleased to meet you a bit more.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. 1 hour passed by so fast. And I think people asked in the chat as well. David asked, do you recommend going for duplexes, quadplexes in your own backyard or out of state? Is it hard finding tenants for quadplexes? So Nick answer, can you tell your answer again, Nick?
Yeah. So for us personally, we like the, as I kind of said before, we like the control of the of the rental. So we prefer the stuff in our own backyard. One, for control, but also because you understand your own, your own neighborhood more than you understand something out of state. And you're doing a similar thing. You moved to Austin, you sold stuff in Oklahoma City, you moved to Dallas, you sold stuff in Austin. So it's best to kind of consolidate, in our opinion, kind of around you, because you're going to understand your market. You're going to know, that 200 unit that's being developed right there is being developed by these developers. They don't do a good job. So this one over here is going to be valued more. Like you're going to know those kind of things about the market that maybe other people don't know, or that you wouldn't know about a secondary, not a secondary, but another market somewhere else. Like I'm not experienced with Florida. So I wouldn't invest with Florida unless I have to do a whole ton of research to understand, okay, what do rents go for? What are the tenant pools like? What's the economy? And then that's not even to mention, now I have to rebuild my whole renovation team. I have to get a new lending network. I have to find out, where to invest and all those kind of things, and what are the auctions like, where do deals flows come through. So you have to kind of rebuild everything, which isn't a bad thing. It's just an additional,
Takes a lot of time.
It takes time, and it's an additional consideration.
Yeah. So like having a system, you guys already have a system in Oklahoma, so you just grow from there and make it's efficient out everything, right? Like the whole team is just there and working on every projects that you have there. How many projects you currently have? So many.
That we're actively working on 4 right now, 4-ish. But we have them queued up in the pipeline, about a dozen. So we keep the team very busy.
That's awesome, guys. Yeah, thank you for sharing with us your journey and your tips. So one last question. Anyone have last question? Okay, I think we're all good. Thank you so much for attending and make this virtual event fun. And I hope to see you next week, some of you. And hopefully I can bring another guest and share things with us, or we can network. Have a wonderful Tuesday and wonderful week ahead, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you,
You're
everyone.
welcome. Yeah.